A very good afternoon to everybody. As you can hear, it's raining. I've just come over to the tunnel. I brought my laptop and my phone with me because of course my phone gives me my internet on the hotspot. I've also brought some tea. Look at my hands, they're all red because it's quite cold, although it's raining. So I've got my tea in a flask here. I've got my juice, my cup and my oat milk. So I'm going to be having my tea shortly. This is an update on how things are going here in the tunnel. It was extremely cold yesterday, it really was, and there was a kind of a partial thaw and then it all iced up again. But now that we have the rain, of course there is a real thaw happening, which is lovely. So let me just call Jack because I think he's gone round the front. Jack! Jack! There he comes, there's the boy. Come on, in here and keep dry. So anyway, what I did do yesterday, despite the cold, I just wrapped up nice and warm. I got here into the tunnel and I did some planting, I did some dividing of perennial plants and more planting. But I also did this, which I think you'll find is a nice idea to do in the garden or in the tunnel or wherever. Outside, less clutter inside and more interesting things outside. So I had this old sort of it was a sort of half a chandelier that I bought in a charity shop. You see, would have been about a month before Yule, I think. So it was sitting in the study and I had every intention of dismantling it, you know, taking all the beautiful crystal droplets off. So what I've done, I've actually removed them. It was sort of broken and in quite a poor state, so I only paid a couple of pounds for it. But I've put them all onto fishing wire, fishing line, you know, the very thin stuff. And so I've hung them here, so I've got two on this peach tree. I've got a couple hanging here on the nectarine tree. I've put I've got three hanging on the peach tree, there's another one. I've got four hanging up here on the bay tree. See, these are going to catch the light and they're going to sort of refract the light all around the tunnel. So this is going to make this little sacred space a very delightful space. And I've put the majority of them all around and above the Madonna and Child, because I thought that that would bring such beautiful light, delicate light, into this corner. And I've also done some planting. So I got some coloured primroses. These are polyanthus, and I've also got some aubracia, and I've put them in around the Madonna and Child. This is a little fern that I've dug up in the fairy wood and I've been growing it here in this pot just to bring it on. So I've also put some primroses down along here. I didn't get too many of them. I think they were about they were about €3.50 for 6, so I bought two packets of them. And here's another one, and a few in here as well. Now the aubracia will tumble over the stones. So I've also been dividing up and replanting geranium, and that's lovely because that will spread beautifully, and that's quite a woodland plant as well. It does well in shade. Look at the little bird droppings on the stone. You see the wee birds are coming in here, which is great because that's exactly what you want. You want as much diversity into your space as possible. So I've been I planted a little bird's nest fern there, and dividing up more of the geraniums, so you can see that going on here. This little one is still in the pot. Been digging up some interesting little ferns, potting them on, just to bring them on, just to give them that TLC that will bring them on. Now, I counted up the herbs that are growing here in the tunnel yesterday, and I've actually got 11 herbs already, just in this space. And I'll just go through them. So, here we go. We'll start with the lavender. Got lavender, that's one. This is oregano, 2. Feverfew, 3. Chives, 4. Sage, 5. Thyme, 6. Fennel, 7. Bay, 8. Rosemary, 9. Lemon verbena, 10. And what was number 11? I've said oregano, feverfew. Well, I counted up 11 yesterday. Oh yes, parsley, there we go. The parsley that's self-seeded, that's 11. So that's just for starters. So I'm hoping that in the next few weeks there'll be a whole plethora of herbs planted in here. And because like I said before, the herbs do fine in the heat. They can endure the heat and the drought as well to a certain extent. So, and of course I've been doing a lot more weeding here in the tunnel and cutting back. So I've cut back all this oregano along here at the back. I've been taking out some of the Chinese forget-me-not because that's a great self-seeder, but it can take over. So you have to be careful with that, just to keep everything in balance. We're talking about herbs. That could be number 12 because that's calendula, because that's the herb and flower. As many herbs are, many flowers are. So up here at the top now, what I've done is I've left in the foxgloves and the geranium, and I've got some perennial poppy coming up there. Oh, wait a moment. There's another one, 13, lemon balm. So I've got 13 herbs in here. That's interesting. So I've got lots of herbs hanging on the peach tree to dry, and there are 2 ways to dry herbs. If you're going to use them for culinary use, that's within food or teas, you know, whatever you eat or drink, then you would dry them in a dark space that's well aired and all the humidity taken out of it and a little bit of warmth, you know, just to kind of get them dried as fast as possible. These herbs, of course, I'll be using these for smudging. So it doesn't matter how long they take to dry, and it doesn't matter how the light affects them, because most of the oils in these will go back into the kind of woody bits and the stems, and of course that just is ideal then for smudging. Now I was looking at the tunnel here, and Jack was licking a bit of earth there. Were you trying to get your vitamin B12 there, Jack? I was looking at the nectarine tree, and look, these buds really are ready to break. Isn't that just fabulous? I'm very pleased with the amount of pruning that I've done on here, but I may do some more pruning as well as the fruits develop, because I'm quite determined this year not to let this tree get overburdened with fruit. I still have to take off this sheep's wool and replace it. I've got some nice hessian over in the cottage, so I'll bring that across and do that. Reminded yourself to do that. Now I still have quite a lot of panels here to wash on the inside of the tunnel, because of course it got very frozen and it was almost impossible to wash anything on the inside because there was so much ice. But you can see here now, this is all defrosted nicely. So I'll show you the difference. These two panels up here I washed, and this from here all the way down I haven't on the inside. It's all been done on the outside, by the way. So I think it's time now for me to have my tea. So this is the beginning of developing a pattern, if you like, some kind of a pattern or a ritual for having my tea and over here in the tunnel, and also for working over here in the tunnel. So I'm going to try and upload this video and see how it goes. Now I have every intention of going down to the garden centre today because I haven't been out of the house in ages, and quite frankly I'm getting a bit stir crazy. So I need to kind of go off site, if only for an hour or so, and so I'm going to be doing that, fingers crossed that nothing impedes that plan. So I'll just say blessings to you all just for the time being, and I'm hoping to come back with another video later on. I did do a video yesterday, by the way, and it was a lovely video, and I started to upload it, and then the screen went dark, you know, because it kind of switches itself off, and when I came back then to hit the screen, I was kind of, I don't know, whatever I did, anyway, deleted it. There you go. These things happen. Oh, the rain has stopped. I'm going to have my tea. Blessings to you all, and I'll speak with you later.